Hey guys, wanted to give an update on the Plusblow 5, partly because I've made some changes, and partly because I never talked about this or explained how it works. I just showed it firing. So, there's two magazine tubes and two barrels, and the idea here is it's a blowgun where every time you rotate this drum here, it repositions the dart that was underneath the magazine in front of a barrel and then allows the next dart from the magazine to drop in. So each time you rotate the drum, you get two shots ready to go. So, and this gives you a really good combination of range and rate of fire. Range is mostly limited by the Nerf darts, which just aren't very accurate at high speeds, at least the kind that fit in this little more than half-inch inner diameter tube here. The suction cup elite darts are much more accurate, but they're harder to find, and so I rarely use them for that reason. Anyways, the first major change is compared to the original here. Is the new one's a lot shorter, and that's partly because, as I mentioned, at high velocity the Nerf darts just aren't that accurate, and so there wasn't much to gain for making it longer other than ammo capacity, which was kind of ridiculous at 24 darts. This holds 16 darts, which is still plenty, and it's pretty quick to load, so no big deal. It was kind of, this is a little bit cumbersome and ridiculous, so might as well go a little shorter. The other major change is I added this foregrip. The old ones you were just grabbing on the tubes, which was okay for the PVC-based precursor that used Busby darts, but for these nylon tubes, they're actually 9/16 of an inch ID and 5/8 on the OD and made out of nylon. So they're fairly flexible, and you would tend to bend the tubes just by holding on to it, and so that needed fixing. The other major change is really not a change in function, it just makes it easier to build. I don't know how well you can see in the video, but I now have a spring and a nut holding this all together, so I can actually pull this apart a little bit like that. Which was an unintentional side effect, but it's nice that if something is jammed up or whatnot, you can kind of peek and see what's going on. But really, the problem was before I was tightening a nut down almost, and then tightening another nut on top of it and super gluing them together. And if I screwed that process up, it was really difficult. I had to saw the whole screw out, and it was kind of a nightmare. So this is just a lot easier to put together. And if I, it's pretty hard to screw up, but if I did, there's nothing glued together, so I can, I can just take it apart. So that's basically the changes I've made to this. As far as future changes, the only thing that is not totally satisfactory is these flaps here. They allow you to push darts through, but they don't fall out when you tilt it. And they work, but I just kind of wing it with duct tape or hot glue and paper or whatever every time, and it's a little bit tricky to get that, and it's really more work to do compared to any of the other steps in assembling this blaster. Other than that, it's mostly print the parts and assemble. So that's probably the only thing that might change in the future. So that's all there is to the new Plusblow, and so I'm just going to shoot off the rest of these darts because, why not?